Former Trump campaign lawyer and Colorado attorney Jenna Ellis is now the fourth person to take a plea deal in the 2020 Georgia election case. She pleaded guilty to a felony charge for efforts to overturn Trump's laws. She now joins Kenneth Cheeseborough, Sidney Powell, and Scott Hall.
Our 9 News legal analyst Whitney Traylor joins us now to tell us exactly what this means for Ellis and also what this means for Trump as his case moves forward as well. Yeah. Whitney, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, sure.
All right, let's talk first about what this means for Jenna Ellis and the plea deal that she accepted.
Well, this means that she's admitting guilt. She accepted a plea. She's going to end up with 5 years probation. She has to pay a $5,000 fine, and of course, like the others, give a letter of apology to the people of Georgia. And then, importantly, she will now have to agree to testify and testify honestly and provide documents and things like that.
This is the fourth person.
Yeah.
I mean, what does this mean for Trump now moving forward?
Yeah. Well, this is huge. This is significant because you remember these are 19 defendants charged with racketeering to try and overturn it. So now all of them, as part of their plea, they have agreed to now testify for the prosecution. And you have to remember there were these important meetings, this December 2020 meeting where they met with the Georgia state legislators, and she was pushing to try and, I mean, what's so bizarre about this, folks? I mean, let me just stop here because I looked at her response. I'm looking at her here now. She was in tears in court. But lawyers are permitted to try new theories, because we have a common law system. And so our system is based on precedent. So you can, if there's something that hasn't come before, you can try and present a new area of law. But here, this was so far out of balance. She was trying to say, let's just send a whole new set of electors. Completely unconstitutional. And she was putting these memos forward. She made some of the statements. She said, we have over 500,000 votes in Arizona that were cast illegally. I mean, she was going out there stumping hard. And now she's saying, well, I relied on other people and I didn't do my due diligence on the facts. And she's, kind of woe is me. And this was just such an aggressive attempt. And I know I'm usually not this sort of opinionated, but this was such an overt and aggressive attempt to really overthrow the election with no constitutional basis. So to then say, well, I was sort of a victim here and I relied on other people, it just rings hollow. And that may also be an admission that's going to ultimately hurt her with regard to her law license. Because she actually admitted, she told the judge under oath, I failed to do my due diligence. I mean, that is the standard of a lawyer. I mean, when you look at when you're going to get disbarred, it's a matter of, did you meet your due diligence? Did you do what a reasonable lawyer would do? And she's acknowledging, no, I didn't do that. So she's going to have a real tough case when that comes around.
So we have about a minute left, and I want to ask, because it's a question that we've gotten from a lot of people too, regarding, if you remember, Jenna Ellis and some of the other defendants, they wanted Trump to pay for their legal fees. Yes. Now, in hindsight, seeing the result of what's happening, with your legal expertise, do you think we would have seen something different had he in fact done that?
I think had he paid their fees, I think they would have fought this more. And one of the things you have to look at is, even though they've admitted guilt to these felonies, the cost. And so you think about it, you have a partner and an associate every day of trial. This is going to be a 5-month trial. The partner's probably $700 an hour, the associate, $300 or $400 an hour. So you're looking at least $1,000 an hour for 8 hours a day in court and then 4 hours at night working. So you're looking at over 5 months, you're looking at over $1 million in legal fees. So had they had that, would they have fought? For sure. And that ultimately would have benefited Trump because he would have then seen how the prosecution was going after the case, how they would have tried it, and he would have been able to formulate a better defense.
Can Jenna Ellis still practice law, or does that change things for her?
Well, she has been censured in Colorado already, and so now there's a movement to have her disbarred. So I'm sure she is going to come before the regulatory board, and so she may get disbarred. Right now, she can still practice. I believe under a censure. I think a censure is just sort of a public slap on the wrist.
All right, well, yesterday was kind of surprising to a lot of people. We'll have to see what happens going forward with things.
I'm sure I'll be back next week to talk about the next one.
Well, we're always thankful when you are here to help us
19
understand
weeks, yes.
the situation a little bit better, Whitney.
All right.
Thank you.